XN Interviews. I'm your host, XN, and our co-host, JX, is here also. How you doing tonight, dude?
Good, man. Ready to go.
Right on. And our guest this evening is 21 Eggatron. How are you doing
Hi,
tonight?
I'm doing all right. Thank you very much for having me. It's actually quite an honor. So I'm very glad you asked me to do this.
Yeah, no problem. We've been reaching out to a lot of community members, and you actually have something you would like to promote. So we'll do that a little bit later in the show. Um, But yeah, first off, how did you kind of get into creating or getting into Contest of Champions?
Yeah, so I've always kind of been a relatively big Marvel fan. Back when it first came out in 2015, I kind of downloaded it. I was pretty young at the time, and then lost interest because it's like, oh, I wish that all these characters were in, and then ended up getting rid of the game. 2016, I re-downloaded it, played for a couple months, and then 2018, I'm like, okay, I remember this game. I remembered it looked amazing. I still really enjoy Marvel stuff. I'm curious where it's at now. And then I joined back in 2018. I've been playing since. It's like it's expanded. It's amazing Marvel design, amazing Marvel characters. It's just I remembered good things about it from my childhood and just came back and enjoyed it.
Very nice. Um, so have you been paying attention to any of the story at all?
Yeah, no, I'm one of those people that kind of always reads the lore.
Yeah.
Like even like the quest stories and everything like that. I make sure at least the first time I'm going through the quests, I read them.
That's what I like to
Very
hear.
nice. Yeah. Jay, you got another one over there?
Um. Okay. Yeah. So you've been reading the story. What's some of your favorite parts of the story?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I found especially this month I found really interesting because I followed X of Swords.
Oh man, I haven't read it yet. So
Oh yeah,
no
yeah.
spoilers.
I won't say
No
much about it. I won't
spoilies.
say much about it. Yeah, yeah. You're fine there. You're fine.
Yeah, I was gonna do it tomorrow.
But no, it's kind of cool how they've kind of adapted it into their own way of doing things.
hmm
I found that's really cool, and the way that Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost kind of have their discussion. I think it's in the quest with Phoenix as the boss. I can't remember now, but I liked that section of the story. I also found it interesting about kind of last month where you've got all these criminals and heroes and mercenaries from Hell's Kitchen being stuck together,
hmm
kind of having to figure it out between themselves while Galactus is attacking. There's also there's the Time Serpent. I think that's what
Yeah,
it
the
is.
Chrono Serpent.
Chrono Serpent. Yeah, that's the name for it. But that's got my interest too.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. That's what I like to hear. Like, not a lot of people pay attention. That's so fun to
It's
talk
such a
about it.
shame, honestly, because aside from like champion design, the actual like story writing is just incredible too.
Yeah. Everyone's joining in the chat, man. I
There we
love to see
go.
it.
There's Mr. King. Yeah.
Yeah, so Exton's in a hotel, so everyone watching live or catching the show after effect, he's got some bad internet. You know, it happens. So we'll move on while he reconnects. Okay, so if you could add one character to the game, who would you add?
Ooh, that's tough. That's tough. Oh gosh, I would probably say I'm gonna say it's either Absorbing Man or Sandman.
Ooh, okay.
And that's interesting because Sandman is just like a cool character concept in the sense that they could do a bunch of different stuff with him. They could make him like Mr. Fantastic, but with like some sort of phase mechanic. Like there's a whole bunch of different stuff they could do. And then Absorbing Man is also interesting because if they add some sort of interactions with I don't know Thing or Terrax or Metal Champions, I think that'd be pretty cool as well. Just changing up some of the dynamics like what we've seen with Betsy Braddock with buffs as a mutant and other stuff like that, and characters that break class stereotypes.
Yeah, I love that.
Very nice. That's awesome. So, who's your favorite champion to use in game right now?
Ooh, to use in game, that's interesting. Um, I would have to say it's probably a Nihilus at the moment. Um, Kind of an odd pick, I know, but he's so underrated, honestly. That just it's crazy. I got two solos on Omega Sentinel with him. so far. Just like a really underrated champion. Good armor up, buff control. Have I tested Sauron synergy with him? I have. See, I have to. It's weird. I've got a problem with that synergy because they could have just removed like one line of code from his special 3, and you would have gotten the exact same effect. And that's kind of why I'm having a rough time with it. It's like one of those buff type things where it's like you could just remove it, and he doesn't have to fill a team slot, and he still gets the same impact. But I really like Annihilus. I'm trying to think of ways to use them. I'm going to rank 3 him soon. Just really fun.
Awesome. So, are you in an alliance?
Yeah, so I used to be. I think I peaked at around a Plat 4, Plat 3 alliance, and recently classwork. I'm a university student. Recently, classwork kind of made me have to take a step back. So I'm in a Silver 2 alliance currently with a bunch of friends. It's nothing serious. We still do war. We still do alliance quest, but we don't like go all in with it. We're just there to have fun.
Okay. So do you take or do you run war?
Yes, I do run. I do run war.
Okay.
I will say that is one thing I do miss about a higher tier alliance is I do enjoy war quite a bit. Just the way that tactics going to interact with champions and planning. Like I'm really looking forward to Battlegrounds in that sense because it's going to give me that sort of feel without needing like the alliance aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Battlegrounds, hopefully, some of us will get to take part in a beta next Monday?
Monday, I think, is when it releases. Yeah, I think it's open.
This Monday.
What did they say? It's open to everyone who's Thronebreaker or above, isn't it?
No, it's uncollected
Yeah.
to Cavalier, but I think that is on or uncollected and up, and I think that's supposed to be on April. I'm not sure if the beta test will be for everyone.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
And I hope I get the beta access. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go against Brian Grant.
Oh,
I don't know.
dude, I just want to play it.
He'll crush me.
Yeah. See, I like it because it's a competitive type of game mode, but it's one that kind of doesn't favor roster as much as other game modes. Like, okay, sure, you could have a whole team of 6-star rank 3s, but if you don't bring the right counter or you don't draft properly, then you still might end up losing to someone with 565s. I like that aspect of it. It's just it's very much more of like a mental chess match more than it is a roster size dependent mode.
Yeah, and I'll be excited to see what kind of nodes they pair up. I wonder if they're going to use the same power snack and what was the other one that
Safeguard.
tested? Safeguard. Yeah.
I think they might use something different. Like they might do Conflictor or something instead. Like they might change it up and keep it in the same theme of like, okay, they eat your buffs or debuffs, but they might, they might toy around with that. I'm interested to see it.
Yeah, Jay, you got something else over there?
Okay. What's one character you'd buff?
A character I would buff?
Yeah.
Ooh, Juggernaut easily.
Ooh, okay.
Easily. Just it's one of those situations where it's like comic power level versus in-game power level.
Yeah.
It's like you're joking, right? And then you see like Unstoppable Colossus with the right synergies, he hits like a truck.
Yeah, I've noticed that recently.
But Juggernaut's got like 0 synergies that actually make him hit hard. The only time he's halfway decent is for Can't Stop, Won't Stop, or when he's running Icarus synergy and just spams special ones to be unstoppable the whole time. It's like, okay, really?
Yeah, now and Mystic as well. I feel like isn't Mystic kind of like falling behind now that Tech isn't like it's been buffed, so now Mystic, in a sense, is kind of like the worst class, just because of its availability.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that because skill with all the buffs caught up big time. Tech got a massive bump between the buffs and the new champions.
Oh, yeah.
Mystic is no meat, but yeah, Mystic just didn't have any wins last year aside from Diablo or debatably Hood. Just between the Gilly buff, or buff quotation marks, Purgatory just kind of falling a little bit short with her Souls mechanic.
Yeah.
Chavez just kind of feeling a little bit off, like 1 or 2 steps away from something amazing.
I think Sigil was the only character last year that was like really outstanded above the others.
Yeah, it's a tie between Sigil Witch and Diablo, but those were definitely the top two mystics that were released that year, or BAFTA released.
Yeah.
Um, so do you spend in game? And if you do, what kind of deals do you try to buy?
Actually, I do not spend in game. I am very proud of being 100% free to play.
Very
I've
nice.
got yeah, I'm relatively an end game player, and I haven't spent a dime, so I'm very happy with that.
Dope. Um, so try to do you spend any units on deals like for Cyber Weekend and stuff like that? Free
Usually
to
I
play
kind of,
deals?
yeah, usually I kind of try and save up a little bit. So I get sometimes like the lesser bundles. I haven't ever been successful enough in holding all my units to get to get everything. But usually I try to pick up like the lesser deals. Like I think there was a 6-star Nexus in February or something, wasn't it, with the Valentine's deals, the romance deals?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think I had enough units to pick that up, so I did. But I don't have enough units to like buy the entire store, like the 6-star Awakening gem, and that was like no, I wasn't close.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the monthly EQ with the story. Do you like Betsy Braddock and Omega Sentinel so far?
Betsy Braddock seems interesting to me. I think I watched Cam's testing stream. I watch a lot of the different creator streams, but Cam's is when I usually go to for like initial impressions. She seems to kind of have her niche,
Yeah.
but she has her flaws. Like I think Cam said it good damage, but her utility has some problems. Because I was seeing him play around her slow, and the slow was just so much worse than any other champion with that mechanic because it doesn't refresh itself. It's like Omega Red's degen where you have to wait for it to fall off before you can reapply it. It's like, okay, that doesn't really help the champion when it's basically their only form of utility. Yeah, like what Mr. King said. And then you need psionic mode to even keep it up. So it's going to be interesting to see what people do with her when people get more experience with her. But at the moment, I'm not going to lie, it seems like a lack of, or a rough utility section, good damage. And then Omega Sentinel. Omega Sentinel really has my interest. Um, the way that the designer described her, where it's like she's a phase switching type of champion, but she doesn't rely on one of the phases to be her damage phase. It kind of made me think it's like, okay, it's clairvoyant, but instead of the incinerate being her burst phase, what if she just had that by default? And that's just got me thinking like that. If it's that level of impact, that's crazy.
Yeah. Um. So with the EQ, have you had any difficulty with the nodes that the way they are?
Trying to think now. The actual quest nodes themselves, no. The Phoenix boss. The Phoenix boss in Chapter 2, Quest 1. She is a little bit on the rough side because she's got what? She's got buffed up Defender, which I didn't even realize was a thing until I went in a second time and was on Vegas stream and it was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. So she needs to have 3 or more buffs on her in order for you to deal damage. And then she's got that phase or falter thing. Yeah, the
When she
falter
dashes
reverb
back,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah, like what Ghost had in Summer of Pain. And it's like, okay, it's just an interesting combination that is a little bit annoying if you're trying to play around it because it's the wither debuff, it's the power gain you get on parry, just a bit on the rough side, but it's doable.
Yeah. Who have you been using for the fight?
I kind of just went in with my full team. For that quest I ran 565 Apocalypse, 345 or sorry, 6-star rank 3 Profex, 565 Sunspot, 345 Cable, that's 5-star 345, and 455 Toad. And that's been doing okay. Like I completed it all within 24 hours. I don't think I got a solo on her, but Sunspot and Toad actually worked pretty well for it. Yeah, I claimed the realm package too early, so my energy refills are going to expire before 7.4.
Ah.
Yeah.
What'd you get in the realm package?
I'm trying to remember now. Was it OG Black Widow? I think it was. I think it was OG Black Widow, and then the 10 5-star Nexus. I had saved them for when Anti-Venom was released this past Monday, because I really wanted Anti-Venom, and I didn't get him. I couldn't believe it. 10 5-star Nexus crystals, and I didn't get him. I got a bunch of other cool stuff though. I got Aegon first time, Stealth Spidey, Spidey 2099.
It's funny you got Aegon and Stealth Spidey R2 character.
I know. I thought that was great. But yeah, just a few interesting characters that I've been wanting to pull for a little while that just never came around. Like Aegon's one. I just never got Aegon to save my life. And that might come in handy if I ever decide to do a proper Abyss thing. But I'm not tempted to if there's like do an Abyss path. And then there's also the new Karina challenge where if you do it with mutants, you get a little bit more T5B. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was lagging.
No, that's fine.
So what were you guys talking about?
MRock, what he got from his 5-star Nexus crystals.
Okay. The compensation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Have you done any of the new Karina's challenges?
I've actually done 5 of them so far. I've done all of them except for the 6.3.1 and the Abyss ones. And that's just because I don't have the proper champions ranked to do those yet. Mainly the mutant one. My Strife is only 6-star rank 1. I don't have a Cable beyond 5-star rank 3. And then for the 6.3.1 challenge, I don't have a Yellow Jacket, and I don't have a Squirrel Girl that's at higher rank. Like, I wish we could have 6-star rank 1s, because I've got them both there.
You must be lagging again.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you talked to obviously for 7.4. What are you looking forward to? You excited for Superior King?
I'm cautiously optimistic. It's interesting because I did not enjoy Grandmaster at all. I found him just annoying more than anything else. Just it's really because of it's just because like you see people on YouTube intercepting after intercepting after intercepting, and I could just never get him in that rhythm to save my life. Yeah, he's lagging.
Sounds like a robot.
Yeah. But 7.2 Gwen Master was fun, and then Kang was just Kang.
Yeah.
Just like, okay. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't I still liked Gwen Master more. I found her not necessarily easy, but like fun.
Nice. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah. Like I will say the main problem I had with Kang, and maybe I would have enjoyed it a little bit more, is that champions wouldn't necessarily kill with their special 3. Like if they didn't have enough damage in their special 3, they wouldn't have killed. It happened to me once or twice with Hyperion. One hit special.
Are you excited for Superior King?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to him. I can't remember who shared it over line, but I saw the first kind of clear that Code Dagoth had done. I don't know too much about the guy. I just saw the thing come in over line. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't heard good things about him, and that's why I usually try to avoid his stuff. But he's leaking everything, including the boss and that. It's like,
Yeah, we try not to mention him by name.
My bad, though. My bad. Censor it in post.
Yeah,
but yeah,
okay.
I saw that guy's video and looked at the fight, and I'm like, it's just going to be a high skill, be ready to dash back sort of thing. Nice one, Xander.
Yeah. Well, Kabam actually posted. Did you watch the Inside the Contest video where they showed footage of the fight?
I did, yeah. I watch all the stuff that Kabam officially puts out, the deep dives and the Inside the Contest stuff. It looks interesting with the need to kind of dash back where most of your time you're not going to actually be making contact with them. I think that's just going to be interesting. Is like you're used to hitting the opponent in order to get them down to a large degree, and then you're just like not going to be hitting them until he's stunned.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, what do you like about it is all like his time mechanics and like it looks really interesting. Like I'm looking forward to doing it. And the
Well, it's the
animations.
fact that he rewinds time, like to go back to full health. It's like how many? It's what, three? What did they say? It was 3 or 4 times that he rewinds it.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly how many times it is, but I think it's such a cool thing, and you can see the influence from Hawkeye because
Hmm.
you slow down with Hawkeye's special one with his specials to get the perfect release, right? So if they kind of expanded on that for the boss, or if Hawkeye was like a test for the boss, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the first implication of time mechanics, and obviously I think with Quicksilver they said in the Kabam post on the MCOC website that they're looking for his kit to have these time mechanics.
Yeah, just imagine if they put in synergies for the Kang version that's available as well.
Oh man, I hope so.
Yeah, I'd love to see a Kang buff. Like APOC synergy is nice, but it's not enough.
Yeah, it seems like the only way like trophy champs are getting buffed are only through synergies.
Yeah, and that's just kind of unfortunate because it makes the only actual good trophy champ Weapon X.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Labtron is still Labtron. It's funny because he used to be the better Ultron between the two, and then
Yeah.
Age of Ultron got buffed, and it's like there's no comparison anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
oh, a nice
Go
4.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead, Jay.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. King he posted it, so he said it's 4 times
Okay, yeah,
with the
All right.
persistent chart.
that's cool.
Yeah. So I don't think we really talked about it too much after the strikers went away. Did you enjoy strikers last?
Uh, did I enjoy Strikers? I think I liked the concept of it. I think they were toying around depending on what week they released and what champion was used with where the position of the button was. I feel like it was just kind of inconsistent how it was released, where it's like you would sometimes accidentally launch the striker into a block, or you wouldn't be able to even like notice the increased duration or potency after the fourth light. Just I like the concept of it. I'm curious to see where it grows from what they showed us.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like what Natalie said, strikers also messed up some rotations. I agree. It
For
just
sure.
it felt off.
Um, so what else? Have you done any of the Abyss or Labyrinth?
I did not do any of Abyss or Labyrinth, mostly because I don't really have a large unit or revive stash. Like I've never kind of had the time to grind it up when there's like the new monthly event quest and with them dropping new content. Like I try to focus on story for the most part. Um, I am tempted to do Abyss since they dropped the Karina's challenges, especially since I've got to some degree the right pieces. The trick is just getting them up, and I'm not sure if I want to dedicate the resources to it yet. Sooner rather than later, probably. But also, no Aegon made me not want to touch any of that.
Okay. Jay, you got another one over there?
Yeah, man. So yeah, you're talking about striker mechanics, and I think kind of what we saw with like with Craven, like the room mechanic, right? Like it started in a side quest, and then we got Craven actually with that mechanic. Do you think there anyone future in the Conch Champions could become with the striker mechanic? Is there
Cloak
anyone?
and Dagger.
Yeah, I was about to say them.
Cloak and Dagger. Out of every champion I can think of at the top of my head, and there's not much that aren't already in game, that's one that comes to mind. Or maybe like some sort of combination between uh, like usual teammates or champions that have like one of those base synergies with each other, like the romance, the nemesis, the rivals, the friends, teammates. Like I'm curious if they're going to adapt it so champions with those synergies could potentially involve a striker somehow.
I do not know that. That'd be interesting. I was thinking we do have like this almost Empire event with the Kree and the Scrolls, and I was thinking like if like Wiccan, right? If he comes to the game with Hulkling, if Wiccan would have like a striker mechanic with his brother Speed, because it seems like Quicksilver coming to the game with already. So I don't know if we'd get two speedsters in the same year, but that would be like really cool. And then Cloak and Dagger next year, like that would be so amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you there. They would both be really interesting to see with strikers, but yeah, I didn't even consider Wiccan and Speed. Like when Kabam dropped the kind of teaser back in December, where they were kind of going into detail a little bit about what the story would be for each month.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what month it was, but yeah, you mentioned the Skrull versus Korea War, and that made me think Hulk laying in something like that would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think I'm pretty sure that's June because I was just looking at the State of the Battleground map, right, and I was trying to update it. I went back to the narrative roadmap tease just to see what kind of events we were going at. And yeah, man,
I think I put a note down for it. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it was June.
Let's go.
I also thought something about maybe Quasar, like based off what they initially had said, because there was a month where they discussed quantum energy, I think. I can't remember what event quest was it now, but it was one of the quests last year where they discussed quantum energy.
It was Eternals when they were in the quantum realm to find Silver Surfer.
Yes. I thought they could be talking about negabands or quantum bands for Quasar.
Okay, right.
I thought that was a teaser for that.
When they're tracking down the Herald, when they thought it was Silver Surfer, they're like, oh no, there's a different Herald in the thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like that, man. Like it's hard to say because like I don't even know what Herald, like they've been teasing this Herald for a while now, and it's like the way they're teasing it doesn't seem like it's like a main continuity Herald. But like Silver Surfer, he knows them somehow, or so it seems familiar, right? But not quite the same. So it's kind of interesting. Like I mean, we had Aunt May, right? That hilarious April Fool's joke last year. The whole cake
golden oldie.
Golden oldie, yeah. I think Mr. King is right. I think it's either Fallen One or it's going to be Fire Lord. See,
so you guys are going classics, originals, okay.
I originally thought when they were releasing the 4 Heralds, it's like, okay, Surfer first, sure. Then they went Terrax. I'm like, okay. And I thought for sure it would be Fire Lord, and then I had a guess Cosmic Ghost Rider was coming. Based on just famous heralds or notable heralds. I'm like, yeah, okay, this makes sense for them to do. But I was surprised with Airwalker. I thought that would be Fire Lord that was coming with the Dragon Man.
Yeah, no, I would want Fire Lord too. I think there's like a Contest of Champions variant cover where Fire Lord and Terrax are both on it. And I was like, maybe it's like a little hint for the future, because I know Fantastic Four was always something that Kabam have talked about that they wanted to do from the very beginning, and it just they couldn't, right? And so yeah, I would know. That's really interesting. I would love to see. There's lots of different heralds they could choose, and if not, they could even make their own herald, right? Like they don't have to stay to 616. Like they can. I mean, they really like. There is no limit to who they could choose, really.
Exactly. I'd be very interested to see if Kabam or Gabe could pick one champion in game to make into a herald. Who they'd pick?
Okay.
I know Xander would pick Miles.
Yeah.
Kabam original Airwalker.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Oh, Kabam original Herald. There you go.
Yeah.
Airwalker. See, people talk down on Airwalker, and I've just been watching a lot of Free to Play Loser in War.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy.
Yeah, Airwalker. He's a character.
Everyone said he was the worst character in 2020.
Oh my gosh, that is so far off. If I had to pick a worst character in 2020, I can't remember who I'd pick now, but it wouldn't be Airwalker.
Squirrel Girl's not that bad.
2020 was a really good year, blocks.
Though. It's
Nova.
2020 set a crazy standard. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, I'll put it in Imagine Jim's post if you want to see them all.
Yeah, okay. 2020.
Pretty crazy year. We got Professor
Pre-buff Mole Man or Squirrel Girl would probably be mine too. Oh no, pre-buff Terrax. Pre-buff Terrax was bad. Yeah, like I remember trying to, because I pulled the 6-star, and Yeah, so at the time I was just trying to find any reason to love this guy. It's like, okay, he's got the guaranteed crit on heavy. Is that it? And that's all he had, because the armor breaks would fall off too fast and their potency was garbage anyway. And then they buffed him. And he's a beast now. And he's still super under the radar. Like I think the current war has Hazard Shift, Shock, Bleed. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
I don't play war anymore.
He's bleed and shock immune, and he's a champion that is maybe not looked at a lot for it, but can take some of the stuff there.
I mean, yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good to some people, like Psycho Man to Pastor Coco. You know.
Yeah.
I've seen more Terex. I think Terex is a way better champ. I know Brendan. I think Brendan has a lot of some Terex content. He's pretty interesting. To say the least, especially in an Alliance War.
Agreed. Yeah, BeamNG is just all over a lot of very under the radar champions between Night Thrasher, Overseer, and then if Terax as well. Then yeah, he's kind of looking at the same sort of champions I'm looking at. Not the ones necessarily at the front of everyone's mind, but the ones that can still handle pretty much anything you might need them for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, are you caught up with the MCU at all?
Yeah, I am actually.
Very nice.
Yeah, I've watched everything, some things multiple times. I think the only movies I haven't watched twice are Black Widow and Far From Home.
So, what were some of your favorite like shows or movies or moments?
Favorite movie in the MCU? I would probably say Age of Ultron was one of my favorites for a while. At the time when it came out, I was a massive, massive fan of James Spader.
Yeah.
And then to see him voice Ultron, and he killed it too. Like it's interesting actually, because usually from like a robot you would expect like a very detached sort of feel to it. And then it was crazy to see. And then, of course, Far From Home, just so many amazing scenes. Like, it's hard to pick just one or two scenes from that movie. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was fantastic, dude. How'd you like the What If version of Ultron?
Oh, Infinity Ultron?
Yeah.
That was so cool. Actually, that reminds me. Nick Koss released a video within the last week or so about that. What if Infinity Ultron was in the game? And it looked incredible. I think Kabam Mike replied with a form to apply for Kabam. Yeah, it caught Mike's attention. Someone tweeted Kabam Mike about it, and he linked an application form for an animator forum.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he replied with like a GIF of him filling it out or something. Like that.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I just thought that was awesome.
Nick Koss.
Yeah, no kidding. He's been doing that stuff for over a year now, I think, right? Probably more.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a bit now.
Yeah, but it's like every single time you can see him get so much better with each of his releases.
Yeah, the What If one just recently is just he just knocks it out of the park, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like those are actual like game files. Like that's game files from Marvel Realm of Champions with the Watcher and that, and then actual Con Champions character like Captain Britain. Like it's actually the model. Like it's so crazy. Like he's taking files from the game and then like creating this thing where he doesn't even make it look like the game. Like that's just so crazy to me.
He makes it look cinematic, yeah. More than he does. Yeah,
it's nuts. Great job.
Yeah.
What else you got over there, Jay?
Okay. I was gonna say this earlier. What? Have you tested Psycho Man at all? What's your thoughts on him? Because I know we brought up Nova, which was like a really minor change, and it seems like Psycho Man is also a very minor change.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not actually fully sure what they changed. I've heard a bunch of different things about durations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
If that's the case, where like his Fury, his Power Lock, and his special lock, or his Power Drain and his special lock are now longer, then I think that's actually awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I think it was 14.5 for his Furies, and now it's 20 seconds. So a pretty big increase. And then I think,
Yeah, no kidding.
yeah, and then I think the other one was all just to make it all 20 seconds. All his stuff 20 seconds. So
That's awesome, actually.
Yeah.
That because they when he first released, his heavy attack made it so that you could go into his what was it? Was it cowardice? What phase was it? It was the blue phase. Was it the? Oh my gosh! Hold on, Psycho Man, where are you? I'm looking at Aunt May right now because it's bothering me. His control box, doubt, the doubt phase.
All right.
When he was in his doubt phase, you were able to special 2, it's unblockable, special lock the opponent, and then heavy chain in the corner. And then 2 or 3 months later, they changed him so now his heavy couldn't be chained in the corner. It would knock him back further. And that basically ruined the one thing he was good at, which was shutting down opponents' power, sticking them in there like magic, and then working from there. But now if you're saying that it's increased now to the point where he can special 2, keep him in the corner by intercepting, and then just cycle constantly and safely, that's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see. I haven't really seen it as a... I don't know. Like it helps him. Same with Nova, how his buff helped him. But I just think people aren't really testing him, so it's really hard to say how effective it is. So hopefully we can get some more content out there to see how much of a difference it actually in gameplay is.
Agreed. I need to see some sort of before and after diagram to know exactly what's changed, so I know what to test.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play with Psycho Man, so I don't really know.
Yeah. At the moment, he's arena fodder, but I'd like to see him get some uses because I did like the concept of I did like the concept of the special lock.
Okay. What else? Do we the quick fill. Do you run arena at all?
I haven't as much lately, but I do know how big of a change that is. Like I absolutely know how big that is. Just saving time for people creating arena teams. If that's what they kind of feel like doing, and they know they have a big enough roster, they don't care if they synergize with each other. That saves so much time in grinding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed a few clicks being saved when I go to run arena.
Yeah, that was so awesome to reveal on this podcast. Like that was so cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them kind of take a step further and kind of set arena teams eventually. Doesn't have to be anytime soon because Quickfill will be more than enough for the community that does arena to be happy. But like eventually down the line, maybe, I don't know, 6 months to a year, I think if they took a step further and were able to create set teams so you could synergize, I don't know, your rank 1 6-star Killmonger with your unleveled Black Panther Civil War, and set a team for that. It's like fill next team, so to speak.
Yeah, I'll be excited for a quick help button.
Oh, that's big. That would be awesome.
Yeah, just throw that on there.
They've talked about it before. Yeah. I think
Go ahead.
I think it's Storky Dave who's asked that. Like he used to ask that all the time, like years ago when he would do his interviews, and same with BG. And they've always looked at it, man. Hopefully one day that can finally happen. I think there's just been a reason why it hasn't ever been in the game yet.
The auto helper too. Yeah, because it's 4 or 5 now, isn't it?
It's 10, I think. Sometimes, isn't it? Sometimes.
See, I used to find it. Yeah, haven't changed in a while since the bugs. It was really buggy. Like I would click help 10, and it would take forever to load, and then it would only register 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so there's no point. I may as well just go down individually at that point. Because if it's going to take forever to load and it's not even going to do the full 10, then I may as well just go one by one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and even then, it just wouldn't even do any of them.
Yeah. Anyways, that help thing was just weird. It's unfortunate because it would have been a massive help, but...
Yeah. What else you got?
As you're like lagging, Black Cat and Scorpion reveal in the for April, man. I mean, I called it. Let's go.
Yeah, you did. You've got a good streak going, don't you?
Yeah, man. Good. Hopefully it continues. I mean, May is gonna be just crazy. I feel like.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if we're gonna
I
get it.
am. I'm very excited for these two. I was hoping it would be Sandman,
Yeah,
but
me
I'm
too.
absolutely okay with Scorpion. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I love that they took inspiration from the Spider-Man PS4 game. I
Yeah,
love it. I think that's crazy, especially for Scorpion. It's more noticeable for him than for Black Cat. But I think that is awesome that they acknowledge that that's such a good design and they play into it more than like because it's robotic and whatever. But I think it fits in better
modern.
than a lot of like the classic costume. Yeah, they modernized it and it's a good modernization. And then Black Cat looks just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. They do such a great job like modernizing characters and then giving it like almost like a bam spin to it. There's lots of characters in the game that have that, which I appreciate because it just makes them so unique to our game. Like you're not gonna find this version of this character anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good example of a character like that.
Or
Oh
Octopus.
gosh, Doc Ock. Yes,
Yeah, Doc Ock.
that's a very good one. Because initially, I used to watch Ultimate Spider-Man, like the old kids cartoon that was on Teletoon or Disney XD back when I was a kid. And yeah, I was like, why does he not look like this? Is this what Doc Ock is this? And then they didn't take inspiration from Sam Raimi's Ock either. They kind of did their own thing with it based on what they saw between comics and what they felt was right for the character. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, with the lab coat
Yeah.
and yellow
Oh,
collar.
yeah. Jean-Philippe just said he's going to flop at the Titania. Yes. No.
Yeah, I really think it's her.
I am hoping, and I am hoping it's going to be her and Absorbing Man.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
said.
hoping. Yeah, I'm absolutely hoping that's the case. I see. The thing is, it's interesting. Is I was really looking into it back when it first came out, and they mentioned former members of the Masters of Evil trying to go straight, and that fits them.
Yeah,
But I was a little bit surprised that they weren't in, or that they were in the picture, because I feel like Kabam wouldn't have teased that, or like the image that they showed at that time. I couldn't remember now.
yeah. They showed. So they showed the Wrecking Crew, a part of the Masters of Evil. I think that was Superior Spider-Man's team. Superior Spider-Man's Masters of Evil, if I remember correctly, or Lightbringer, or something like that. It's been a while. But
Yeah.
that was that version. It was the Wrecking Crew in the Masters of Evil, and it was basically saying it was a villain going straight, and they had to deal with something that they created that was super evil, and yeah, like I was saying, like Doom, he's kind of gone straight. He made Titania, a little bit of in the very long time ago, right? And then
Yeah.
Azorman as well, like he's turned off a new leaf. They're all part of Gamma Flight, Titania, Absorbing Man, Puck, all the Gamma mutates that are in the whole comics. If you guys catch
Yeah.
up on those.
I'm up to date with Immortal Hulk. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. They showed up at the end of that, which is pretty damn cool. That's a great comic.
They also showed Mr. Hyde,
Yeah,
who is to some degree a deep cut, but I found very interesting that they acknowledged it.
yeah. That was my second guess. Just was nice to have it back.
I think that's pretty cool. That would potentially be like an interesting maybe Diablo style striker, unless they decided to go with the just the straight up Mr. Hyde version of him.
Yeah, you already got Quake in game, right? Like you can get her Agents of Shield father in the game.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like drinks the potion like Diablo does, and then Mr. Hyde appears for a duration or something like that.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. And he was like I think I said in my video, like when you bought the Civil Warrior action figure that came out last year, it came with the build a figure piece of Mr. Hyde. He was like that character, and you got the head of him with the Civil Warrior action figure. And that was also part of the Shang-Chi wave, which really made no sense. But that's Marvel.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, like I don't.
It came with like an AI Iron Man too.
Yeah.
I've got the Shang-Chi and the Iron Man, so I've got the legs. I don't have the
Nice.
rest of the body.
Yeah, and the Iron Man looked like the Mrock one, right? Because he's
Yeah, it's
Stark
got the
Prime.
blue head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrock had such good design. Honestly, I'm sorry to see it go. It had its problems, but it just like design team for both games just knocked it out of the park constantly.
Yeah, their outfits, the interchangeable outfits and the costumes were all really good. Did you watch any of the Elegy?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the final
Very
cutscene.
nice.
Just so everyone's
Yeah.
aware.
Final
Final
cutscene.
Marvel
Yeah.
Part 1.
Yeah. Part
I,
1.
I still haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
What?
Feel free to break it down for me, Jay.
Okay. Well, it was pretty cool. I'm just hesitant on I don't want to spoil stuff. If
I'm
anyone
going
doesn't
to watch it.
Yeah, okay. So it revealed who killed the Maestro, finally, ever since 2019 New York Comic Con, with the Maestro statue in the center of New York Comic Con, showing everyone saying who killed King Maestro, right? We finally have the answer. And it's a little bit of surprise, maybe not all of them. Okay, I see Xander, he deafens, so he doesn't hear. Awesome. But if you've been paying attention to all the videos, you've seen that there's pretty much evidence for every single house in Marvel Champions. And so when you watch the cutscene, it explains who killed the Maestro, and it's all of the houses, right? It's all the barons. They did it. They came together to have this final onslaught against him. But it doesn't finish with them killing him. What happens is they spawn basically a multiversal variant legion of superheroes to help, and it's pretty insane.
Wow.
I would definitely watch the trailer here. I'll put it in the chat right now, so if you guys haven't seen it. And this is just part 1, and then part 2 is let's just say I've been told it's absolutely insane.
Part 2 comes out end of April, right? Or end of March?
There is
Whenever they close, I believe.
No, there's no date. They have not said when part 2 comes out.
Okay. Oh, because I thought Realm.
It ends
Discord
March
channel.
31st.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So end of March, and Gabe, I think, announced that on when the game shuts down is when they'll release it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what comes out, but I'm very interested to see kind of just the design interpretation that they go with the variant barons.
Yeah, me too. I'll definitely be watching that either tonight or tomorrow, whenever I get some free time.
Yeah, man, it's a short clip, about almost 5 minutes.
Right.
But it's very, very cool. It's got some dramatic music too to help keep you entertained while you're reading it.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of the first minute of it, I believe, and it had the music from Realm was playing. So
yeah. It's all the game music, which if you guys don't know, we've all played Realm here. We already miss it, even though it's going to be gone in half a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about your event that you got coming up now?
Yeah, sure. If you're good for me to talk about that, yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Awesome. So I have decided to put together a giant content creator incursion sabotage tournament. It is right now we've got 25 people signed up. I'm hoping to get the last 7 before we start on the 16th of March. The idea was we start 1 week after Karina's and 1 week after the new monthly AQ and 1 week before the day that we're supposed to be getting 7.4. And basically, we're going to be doing a double elimination tournament between a bunch of different content creators, and it's going to be a fun time. Basically, people are just going to be competing on their own. They'll be matched up against someone randomly, and they will progress through an incursions together through a set of the zones. They'll be trying to leave up difficult nodes that the opponent has to take down. They'll alternate who takes the boss. If your opponent gets KO'd before you do, you win. You move on to the next round. They'll go down to loser's bracket, and if they lose in loser's bracket, they're going to go to then they get eliminated. But we're going to progress through. We're just going to have a fun time with it. It's going to be super, super casual, 1 round every couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens at the end.
Yeah, we got some pretty cool content creators.
Yeah,
myself included. Yeah, I'm excited. I've never really done a sabotage anything before, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's I did an incursion sabotage tournament between myself and a few other people of a different Discord server. I want to say 2020, but it just kind of petered out because people just got busy with their own things. I'm hoping this isn't the case with this because of the spacing between the rounds. I hope it'll work out. But we got Xander as well. We got FinTech, so the Tiger guy that was in
Nice.
that was in Summoner Showdown. We got Slayer of Gods. We got Pastor Coco, Marcus Pack. We got DLL, so the guy that helps out with Vega a lot, and who's in SSX.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just we got Jay Will as well from Jason Jabari. We got Big Kid Scotty too, actually. So
Yeah.
we got and then it's a bunch of smaller creators as well. Just a whole, it's a mix of stuff, and it's not just YouTubers either. Like you said yourself, you guys create the podcast, so that counts as content as well. But just got a 30-second solo on ROL with rank 4 Tigra. What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good thing I just took her up to rank 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
I saw that. That's amazing. I've got her at rank 3 on Duped. It's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Ooh.
But no, I reached out to every content creator I could possibly think of that I had a way of contacting. Like I had BG, Simula, Cam, Padme, Kat, Vega, yourself, Jay, Jim, Lefty Knox, Iron Patriot, Campo MC, Kingslayer, Enzo Eigen, Karate Mike, Dot, MCOC Dragon, Free to Play Loser, Ghost Dog, B McG. I tried to reach out to J-Nick as well, but I don't have high hopes for that with the job.
Yeah, he's been
And
pretty
then
busy.
and then I'm still trying to reach Lizer, Clobber in Time, Moonash, MCOC Noob, Slugberg, Captain Bay, and then Dano from Frontline. I'm trying to get them as well, at least send an invite.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
But
Yeah. Hopefully.
it's gonna be huge. It's going to be huge. If it's anything like I kind of hoped, it's going to be quite big.
Yeah. It'll be a lot of fun too. So, what are some of the rules for the tournament?
Yeah, so you're basically just going to be going in with a team in Sector 8. Like I said, you're by yourself. You'll be picking what path, you'll be predetermining what path you're going to take and what path your opponent is going to take. And then you're going to alternate who takes the boss in what zone. So, for example, I could be taking the left side and XN could be taking the right side. And we flip a coin and I end up with the zone 1 boss, he gets zone 2 boss, so on, so on, so on. And we're going to be going through, we're going to look at the nodes, because the way the incursions work is with the link nodes, right? And usually what you try and do in incursions is you want to get to the farthest zone possible with your teammates, so you take down the more difficult stuff. So stuff like close encounters, or freezer burn, or thermostat. Just different things that make it tough on your usual teammate or your partner to progress. Except this time we're leaving them up, because you want to make sure that you're the last one standing between the two of you. So you're just going to be progressing through. You're going to be going through the incursion zones. There's going to be no item usage. That's something that's just like a general rule. So you can't potion up. You can't use revives, but you can use the big module at the end to revive your team, as long as you've got one team member. Pardon me. As long as you've got one team member still up.
No boosts?
No boosts, yeah, no items at all.
Okay. Is there any particular like star rating that we're using?
No, it's not limited to you at all. Usually Sector 8, you want to use 5 and 6 stars, but I'm not limiting it to 6 rank 3s or 565s. It's up to you what you want to use between the two of them. For the loser's end of the bracket, though, I'm opening it up to a choice between you and your opponent to run Sector 8 with 5 and 6 stars, or Sector 4 with rank 4 3 stars and rank 2 4 stars, in case you wanted to use some different champs you don't have as 565s.
Very nice. Jay, you got anything over there?
I just had it. Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You just said you reached out to me, and I declined because I suck at incursions. All right, my brother gets mad at me. He's like, "Why are you dying? Come on, bro. Like, we gotta go." But yeah, man, I'm gonna look forward to. I'm gonna watch everyone live on YouTube. I already let everyone know in all the Discords I'm in. I put it in the title for this podcast and all the Discords, so hopefully people see it and sign up and we get some awesome an awesome tournament going on.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. Like I said earlier at the beginning of the podcast, I appreciate you guys for having me on here and the amount of exposure that you've been willing to provide me with. Like, I didn't ask for any of this. You guys have just done it, so I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, man, you're welcome, man. I always love seeing and the passion for the game and just the passion to to make stuff like this happen. Like it's pretty cool. It doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, that's kind of because we had January and February that were relatively quiet months with new content. So content creators are going like, what do I do? There's nothing.
Yeah,
There's
no.
nothing. I could do a champion showcase, but there's 15 of those already out there. So what do I do?
Play different games. That's why.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. People took breaks. People said, I'm going to take a step away. Yeah, people like most people.
There's a lot of retirements. Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of people retiring, possibly never to come back. You see a lot of people just kind of losing interest in the game. It's just unfortunate, especially with the amount of stuff that we're seeing now.
Yeah, man.
Like,
and a lot more to come.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it seems like they just packed March, and I love it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, how many people did you lose because they weren't willing to wait 2 or 3 months debating if you call December dry or not?
Yeah.
But Karina challenges, Battlegrounds beta, 7.4. Yeah, just crazy.
All right, I think Exton's still lagging. Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're talking about content creators. So you were a content creator yourself. You have a YouTube channel. What's some of the content you do on there?
So I started in January. I haven't done too much lately just because coursework for my school's gone, or for my university's gone a little bit busy.
Yeah, Sam. Here.
Yeah. But something that I've been doing for a while before I even had the YouTube channel is I like occasionally making buff concepts for champions. So I've done, thank you, there's the channel there. But I don't always have them released on YouTube yet. But I created a concept for Annihilus before the Sauron synergy was even announced. I created one for Juggernaut. What else? I did one for Sentry and the champion. I've got 4 right now. And then I've also created an entire concept for Absorbing Man. And that's something I did on and off over the course of, I want to say, last year. And then this year I decided I wanted to maybe try and make some YouTube content. And a video I've got up now is kind of working and describing the buff idea I had for Annihilus. I've got a massive Doc Ock showcase. It's like 40 minutes long. It's 13 Act 6 and 7 fights. And that came out before even the Karina Challenge came out. And that got some decent spread for people and decent feedback on it. So going from there. And then in February, I put up, I think, 2 shorter videos because people were going around doing the challenge fights. There was the 6.3.4 Hyperion, and then what was it? There was an Electro in 6.2.5. I can't remember now. But people were like evil Electro or awful Hyperion or whatever. And the community would just take those fights, upload them to YouTube, short things showcasing champions that you wouldn't normally expect to do these fights with, just absolutely ruling them. And I've got a couple of those up there.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Is a CCP is something you're looking at to apply in or getting in or anything like that?
If I decide to continue with creating the content, absolutely. I would love to have access to the CCP because it's just such an advantage to making content or even just testing things. For example, if you don't have, I don't know, if I say, for example, I don't have an anti-venom past a 4-star. So if I got a 5-star anti-venom on that account and I played around with him, tested him, is that something that I would potentially invest in on the live server if I really, really want it? Or if someone wanted to see how well Psylocke scales as a 6-star rank 3, or Mr. Sinister. What does a Max Sig Mr. Sinister do? You don't see that on YouTube basically anywhere. So it's just, there's a whole bunch of different stuff that I'd love to do if I had unlimited resources, something that is not true at all on my live server account. Yeah. I will say though, it's kind of crazy to me that there's not in CCP yet. I don't want to cover it too much in case people are controversial about it, but he's been waiting 2 years apparently, and I think that's just crazy.
Who?
Slayer of Gods.
Oh,
Apparently
yeah.
apparently his CCP application's been in limbo for 2 years. I don't see, that doesn't seem right to me at least. I don't want to cause problems, but it's crazy.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get in with the next new wave. Hopefully that's It's pretty soon. It's getting close. In a few months, it'll get close to when I joined. When there was like this big wave last year, so hopefully, really soon we get a next big wave of content creators. Because Slayer is one of those people who definitely has all the requirements like hit. So hopefully, hopefully him along with a bunch of others can join in, because I would love to see some new people in there, test some content. And like I said, the game's been slow, so if you have all these fresh new people come in, so many crazy things could happen, and you already get that communication between developers and yourself, which is insane. So yeah, man.
Yeah, you just get
I want to
this
be able
sort
to
of,
test some champions.
Yeah.
you'd love to test champions, but everyone's got their own personal champions that they like and dislike, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, for example, I like Annihilus, Simula likes Void. Like, just people have their own preferences, and people have their own things that people want to do with their champions. And just having easy access to the champions that they maybe want to test and don't have, or easy access to the materials that they need in order to test them at and see how they perform at a decent level, I think that's just such a cool thing. Is just seeing, okay, this person's releasing content on Night Thrash, or this person's releasing content on, Mr. King said something about Sorcerer Supreme. Like, when she first released, and then when she got taken to rank 3 by Legacy for War, you see like nothing from her these days. It's like, is she still relevant? I don't know. I don't have one.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. I remember everyone's controversial thing with the BG ranked her up. that was funny.
Yeah. Mr. King, I see her value. I wish I had one. I see her value, but I don't see anything from her being put out there as much anymore. Yeah. Maybe that'll change with 7.4, but Havoc solo once with her. Dang, that's impressive. That's actually really impressive considering energy-based attacks. Oh, power drain. What? How does she power drain? I'm not familiar enough with the character to be able to know that. But, yeah.
Okay, you got anything
else?
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
How's your lag?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't ask this in the beginning, but how did you get your name?
Oh, gosh. So 21's just been my general favorite number for many years. It's the number I wore for sports, the number I used, I don't know, for whenever someone asks, what's your lucky number or favorite number? It's like, 21. Yeah, Mr. King just posted the thing about Sorcerer Supreme. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. That's cool. Yeah, so the number is just like the number I use whenever someone's asked my favorite number. It's the number I used for a lot of sports when I was a kid. And then Eggatron, I used to be massively into Transformers, like massively. When Age of Extinction came out, I got all of the Dinobot figures, all of them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but that just gives you an idea of just like how massive I was into Transformers, especially at that time. And my last name has egg as part of it. So I'm like, okay, combination of Megatron and Eggatron. Just kind of came out and stuck.
Someone's Danny DeVito eggs in here.
I'm caught up.
There's literally 3. Why are there 3? Wait,
that's pretty funny.
Oh, is that the guy that's on Sports Center? Tim and Sid, wasn't it? Or what's his name? I can't remember. Oh my God, Jean-Philippe, what is that?
Oh my goodness. There are too many eggs in here.
Yeah. Okay. If we're good, I think we can call it a night, guys.
Oh, I was gonna bring up one last thing.
Oh shoot, go ahead, Jay.
Did you guys watch the Kenobi trailer?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Excellent.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I like that they didn't show too much in the trailer. Like, people are saying, oh, they're showing everything in the trailer. No, they're not.
I'll link the trailer.
They showed like nothing.
Just the Inquisitors, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Inquisitors was just basically the only thing they showed off, and we knew about that in advance. But I watched most, if not all, of Rebels. So
nice.
I don't understand why people are like, oh yeah, we need to see Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul rematch. Go watch Rebels.
Yeah.
Go. Don't talk to me until you see that.
Nah, it was pretty badass. If you guys are Star Wars fans, or even if you're not Star Wars fans, right? It's gonna be a pretty awesome time. The prequels were, the prequels came out when I was being born, right? Like I was a baby and I grew up watching them. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Now we get an exit.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to know, or are we all good?
Oh, I actually think he's lagging. Okay. I mean,
Okay.
I'm done with all my notes, and I think trying to think. We covered a lot. We covered like all the good news. I think the only thing we didn't bring up was the parry input system finally being fixed in a good short time.
Yeah.
Which just everyone's looking forward to that, right?
Yeah. Sooner that's in the better, because I was one of the Android users that just got absolutely messed up early Feb. And yeah, for context, most of the time, and so I'm in like I said, I'm in the Silver 3 Alliance right now. I had 3 deaths in 4 fights because of the inputs. It was crazy.
Yeah, that sucks. What do you think about the conversation? Do you think it's definitely helped you out with those things or no?
Like the compensation they keep putting out for the Alliance. Oh, he's lagging.
Oh no.
Oh no, he's lagging. But oh god.
It sounds so bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Action.
Sorry.
It's okay, man.
No, it's fine. But the Alliance items based compensation, I think I hate to say it, it's kind of past its time. Like I now have an overflow about potions and revives and stuff for Alliance content. Like the loyalty's nice, the map 7 crystals are nice, but I think at this point it's just like okay. And then, when they started dropping the questing stuff too, that's when it really like okay, no, I can work with this. The revives, the potions there, that's really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, now we have a bunch of Inquisitor Star Wars stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I hope one day, like, I feel like Marvel, like, obviously, Contest Champions would never do it, man, but at least one Star Wars character, man. One day, man. That's what I hope for. I just hope Marvel just finally does something crazy and just adds someone.
Oh gosh, if they add anyone, it would have to be probably Kenobi. Like I think that would be funny. It's just seeing Obi-Wan just constantly trolling. Like you see Hercules with the
taunts,
the text that pops up. Yeah, the taunts. And Kenobi, imagine that, just based off his Clone Wars days, just taunting everyone.
Dude, it was awesome. I love the Clone Wars, man.
Oh man, Clone Wars was so good.
Dude, I'm ready for some flashbacks in Kenobi. That's gonna be really interesting.
Yes, I would love to see live action Asajj Ventress pop up.
Oh yeah.
Can we see Grievous?
For no reason.
Oh lord! If we see a flashback of some fight that he had with Grievous, or like before, like maybe to that moment, I'm gonna be like, okay, interesting.
Yeah, and man,
like I'd be okay with the stuff in flashbacks, but I wouldn't be okay with some of the stuff like Grievous lived for no reason somehow.
He doesn't even do that in canon or in Legends
God.
either. I think someone else
Rise
takes his body. I think that's from the comics.
Rise of Skywalker. Why would you make Palpatine return again? Why?
Yeah.
I just, anyways. But no, Clone Wars was amazing. I watched all that, and Rebels. I think I'm a little bit behind on Bad Batch. I don't think I ever finished it, but all the rest of the animated Star Wars stuff I've watched.
Nice.
I need to catch up on the animated Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, man.
Hey. Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, your kid would love it, man.
Yeah, for sure. He's really getting into Spider-Man, Spidey and his amazing friends and stuff like that. I can get him to use his hand to thwip.
That's nice.
If you can, get him on Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes and Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, those are some good ones.
Oh yeah,
Those were amazing.
spectacular is next for sure.
Yeah. But no, honestly, I rewatched Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes the other day, and that just completely reminded me, I need to do a Graviton concept. That is a champion I would love to see in game.
Oh yeah,
Is Graviton.
Nice.
even Kabam Gabe said he wants him in game. We never
Yeah.
got
Did
him.
he actually?
Yeah, no, he said
Ooh.
it's one of his favorite villains.
Ooh. Oh, imagine me getting this year or next year. I would be over the moon seeing him just because you could take Root to a whole other level with a character like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think this year, but next year. I mean, who knows with the possibilities, man? Like Bam Gabe just teased that the whole battle realm, state of the battle realm, is getting an overhaul just because it was so full, right? So
Yeah,
and then with Galactus causing destruction, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
because that's something I was worried about for a while too. Is like what's happening if the state of the battle realm, because the champions are just filling everything up. Like, is the game just going to end after the board is filled? And then if he's redesigning the board, it's like, okay, no, we're good, we're fine. Another decade.
I did.
You're lagging again, Nixon. Cutting out. But yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing. Like it's getting too full, so I'm glad they're getting overhauled. And Galactus is destroying. I gotta see how much Galactus actually destroys before we see what happens. And Graviton, I mean, he's more of a villain, but if he does like a hero, he could help with the rebuilding of the destruction of Galactus, since he's pretty dang powerful to help out.
Yeah, that's just like that's one of the characters that from comics into the game needs to be high on tier lists, or like one of those that's kind of overseer Spidey 99 type of range, where it's maybe not first appreciated, but the more people start playing with him, it's like, oh yeah, this is a champion that can do some damage, and I want.
Oh yeah. Wow. Everyone's talking about Graviton.
Yeah,
He was
and
also,
you're talking about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah,
Oh god.
interesting in that. Not, yeah. He was also
Yeah.
on a variant cover of the Contra Champions cover as well from the comics. So, fun fact.
I need to look at these variant covers again. I need to see this.
Yeah, here.
Oh, someone playing Blob. Yes, X-Men Evolution. Thank you, Jean-Philippe.
Oh man,
Also banger show. Also banger show.
that was one of my favorite shows as a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Graviton.
Yeah, no, Xander, they tried to make Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. MCU canon by like including the events of Captain America, Winter Soldier. Like they talked about the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. in there, but I guess if they're making like the Netflix stuff canon, then that's not off the table. Maybe. Like, Sun's really having a rough time, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the variant cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
hotel
that's Quasar too, isn't it? Or no, that's
Wi-Fi.
Marvel.
Nice.
Pretty sure
that's
it's
Marvel. Yeah, but he's got the nega bands there.
Maybe.
Oh, and they got Jack of Hearts too? Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay. Fire Lord, Jack of Hearts, and then Graviton. 3 awesome characters that should be there, yeah.
He's just cutting out. I'm so sorry,
Oh
Nixon.
god. Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think we can end it here and have a little maybe talk after the show for a bit.
Yeah, sure. I'd be more than happy to. Thank you again very much for this.
Yeah, you're welcome, man, dude. I'm really glad we got to talk to you. You're awesome to talk to.
I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I thank you again for the exposure and the opportunity to talk to you on the podcast. And I'm looking forward to keeping up with you guys and running the tournament. And
Yeah.
everything going on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. No worries.
I apologize to everybody for my poor Wi-Fi.
No worries, man. It's Wi-Fi. You can't really control it.
Oh, yeah, and hotel
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi taketh and the Wi-Fi giveth.
Yeah, it definitely gave it. taketh away from me today.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thanks again for coming by. Thanks, JX, for streaming us live on YouTube and Twitch. Everybody that joined us live, thanks. And everybody have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah.